opportunity to thank all of the participants for joining with us today. I would further request you all to make this session more interactive by posting your questions, queries, or comments in the chat box. The link to the feedback form will be posted in the WhatsApp chat group as well as in the comments section at the end of the webinar. Kindly bear with us. The topic for today's session is how to be an author of a book chapter, and joining with us today is our dynamic and valuable resource person, Dr. Benu Prasad Sitaula from Nepal. Welcome, sir. Dr. Benu Prasad Sitaula has served as an educational officer in BVM Educational, Charitable and Management Society, New Delhi, India, and as a member of International Career Counselors Club. He has been the global president of International Council for Educational Research and an international executive officer under European Research Center, former member of Global Research Foundation. He also has been the principal of Nepal DVM Global Academy and lecturer of JMC Itahari, Nepal. Dr. Benu Prasad has conducted several trainings and workshops and has several international paper presentations. He is keenly interested in volunteering for social and humanitarian work, as well as supporting and participating in youth, children, and backward people upliftment. Now, I would like to request our honorary resource person, Dr. Benu Prasad Sitaula, to kindly take over this session. Over to sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Good evening from Nepal, and welcome all the participants in this webinar. We have registered from different parts of the country and different parts of the world. Special thanks to the proprietor of Ryan Publishers India for letting me this chance to forward my opinion and to contribute my knowledge among the different participants who are interested on this webinar. The topic of this webinar is how to be an author of a book chapter. Actually, this webinar is, though it is very common, but it is very interesting. And I think the topic which we are going to discuss today is very important one also, and very useful to our life also. Because till now, we have read many books of different fields, of different categories, and we have read many book chapters written inside the books. And actually we got the knowledge of these varied books. We are the reader of different books. We read the books from our earlier age, and we competed in different events, and we appear in different examinations reading that books and exploring our ideas in the answer sheet, and we got the certificate and we got the degree also. Moreover, there are different other books. They are not related to our study, but they are very interesting and they are useful for the knowledge and to pass our time also. We have read this type of books also, these chapters also. And just today, we are going to discuss how these book chapters are to be written, what is the way of writing these book chapters, why the different people write these book chapters, and what is the easier way that makes us capable to write the book chapters. These are all the things we are going to discuss in today's webinar. And I think if these techniques and these procedures which I am going to discuss among you, you follow, and it may be that not today, but in days to come, in near future, if you have a capability, if you have a knowledge, if you have experience, then utilizing these tips which we are going to explore among you, you can surely write book chapters. And one more thing, the Rhine publishers, they have provided us opportunity to write the book chapter also. That is why I choose these topics to be discussed in today's webinar, that we can be the book chapter writers for Rhine publishers also. Yes, it's me, Dr. Benu Prasad Sitaula. I am from Nepal. Yes, I am the Global President of International Council for Education Research. I am the Executive Officers of Edusha Research Centers, and I am the Education Officers of DBM Society, New Delhi, India. And I have a passion to deal the different things and to engage my time, especially in research-oriented activities. It's my passion, it's my interest. That is why I am also involving for these activities today. Now it's a Google platform, and it's a Google Meet platform, and we are going to discuss these topics sincerely. Okay, before entering how to write a book chapters, let us know about the book first. What is a book? What types of books are available in the market? How these books come into the existence? What was the first book like? And what was the development? What was the different periods that makes the develop the different types of books in the world? That all the things we are going to discuss before entering how to write a book chapter. Actually, when we discuss about the book, we have read the book, we have seen the book, so it is very easy and it's a common thing to define what is a book. But I have only reorganized the ideas, reorganized the definition, information, what is a book. Actually, a book is a handwritten or printed or fiction or non-fiction, usually on sheets of paper, fastened or bound together within the covers. This is the definition of books. We know it very well, but I only reorganized this small information about the book. Now, let us know the types of books. Actually, there are different types of books. We have seen and we have read many types of books, but if we categorize, the books can be categorized in these ways. There are the trade books, there are the professional books, there are the textbooks, there are the media and culture books, there are the mass market paperback books, there are the religious books, there are the reference books, and there are the university books. And more than this, there are other categories also, but I have mentioned here some of the most important categories and common categories of the books. Trade books. Let us talk about the trade books. These books are very common, and these books especially can be got in the different book stalls and different stationaries, and they are very common and they are very interesting. Many people like to buy this type of books. While people are traveling by train, while people are traveling by bus, or people are traveling by plane, or people are just moving somewhere in track, or to have educational and other tours, they just like to buy this type of books for passing their time. These books can be categorized like poetry book, joke, and other story books, novels, and these are just interesting, and people want to buy these books, and people have just habit to collect these type of books and can be kept in their shelf to make a small library also. Now, second category is the professional books. These books are related to different profession, like social books, or the books of history, or the books of psychology, or the books of criminology, or the books of sociology, and this type of books are known as professional books. These professional books can be by only the professional persons who are related in these fields. They want to buy this type of books, and they are fond of collecting these books also. These books not only help them to widen their knowledge, but they help them to pass their examinations also, and to get the degree and to get the certificates. And the third type of books are known as textbooks. These textbooks are closely related and connected with the different classes, different levels. And these textbooks also categorize into different fields like science books, mathematics books, social study books, history books, economics books, and these books are from junior level to senior levels, from pre-primary level to from PhD levels. These type of books are known as textbooks. These textbooks are especially prescribed by the university or the board of the examinations, and these books only bought by the students and the persons who wants to just appear in different examinations. And next type of books are known as media and cultures. These type of books are also very common books, and people like to buy these type of books. And these type of books deals about different types of medias and different types of cultures, traditions, like that. And then next one, mass market paperbacks books. These books also can be bought in the market. And the religious books, we just followed by different religion, and the different religions has different types of books to describe about the religion, to tell about the religion to the different peoples, the history of the religion, the importance of the religion, the tradition of these religions. This type of books also can be got in the market. And the reference books, these reference books and the textbooks, they are alike. They are just same, but there is the little difference, because textbooks are especially prescribed, I've already told, by the university or the board of examination. But the reference books are these type of books. They just can be used to get the extra knowledge beside the textbooks. They are the helper of textbooks, and university books means the such type of books. They can be used in the different universities of different subjects and different levels. Okay, now let us know about the history of the books. The books we have read, we have seen many different types of books, but if we go through the history of the books, what was the first book like? What was the first book like? The first book was not like just today's book. It was totally different, and there is the vast difference between the first book and the book just we are using today. Actually, if we talk about the first books, it was made of papyrus. It was made of papyrus. Papyrus is a kind of plant, and in 2400 BC, before the birth of Christ, 2400 years, people used the plant of papyrus to make the books, especially the leaves of the papyrus or the barks of the papyrus trees. These two things are made to make a special surface to write something, and when the people compile 2 or 3 that surface, they were just like a book, and it was not a paper book the first time when it came into the existence. But in 1600 BC, the Chinese people, they use bamboo stick to write something. Just today we use the different types of paper to write the different things. The Chinese use bamboo stick. When these bamboo sticks compiled or piled more than 3 or 4 and 5, and they were just like a book. And 300 BC, animals' skins were used to write something, just like today's paper. And when 3 or 4 or 5 animals' skin, writing some things piled together, they were also just like compile papers, and we just tell them a kind of book. But in first pro-modern books made of codex in 3rd century, and just like today's paper book, they came into the existence only in 13th century. In the same way, illuminated manuscript was came into the existence in the first time in 15th century. Yes, this is the history of the books. We read the books, but many of us don't know the history of the books, how the first books come into the existence, what are the first books like. So I just try to make it a little clear about the development of the books and the improvement of the books. Now, if we talk about the printing, when the printing started, because today most of the papers just are they are printed, and there are different types of printing press and printing machines. Some are portable, some are big, and some are smalls. But in China, it came into the existence in 1000 AD. But if we talk about the Korea, it came into 1400 AD. That means China was the first country they used the printing, and later the Korea used the printing. And the Gutenberg Revolution, after the Gutenberg Revolution in 1453, the movable printing was started to be used to print something just like today. Now I have got this slide somewhere, and I want to share this because I think it is just very useful for me and to you also to sharing this slide. If we talk about the books in US, in 1830s, machine-made paper came into the existence in US, and cloth rather than leather covers. Before this, the leather was used to 1830s. The cover of the books were made of cloth, not leather. It was changed into cloth. In mid 1860s, paperback dream novels, and also it was also known as pulp fiction. Yes, here is I have got another slide, and I think it is very useful to me to share among you. Yes, this is the picture of a just a printing machine that was used, that was known as linotype, and it was used in mid 1880s. Just when we see the style of this printing machine was just like a typewriter, and we see this part, this outer part, just it is like a keyboard of our just a typewriter, and that type of printing machine was used in US, that I want to tell you. Now let's come, what are the parts of the books? Yes, we have seen the books, but it may be that we did not pay attention the different parts of the books. Actually, these are the parts of the books. The first part is known as cover page. The second part is known as copyright page. The third part is known as table of content, and the fourth part is known as main bodies of the chapter. This is our business today. This is our concern. This main bodies, the chapter of a book is our business. This we are going to discuss in our later next slides. And the next part of the book is glossary, and the last part of the book is known as bibliography. This bibliography is known as references also. Now cover page, just we have written the different parts of the books, and let's discuss what is written in the different parts of the books. So the first part is known as cover page. It is the outer part of a book. This cover page is known as outer part of a book, and this in the outer part, the something but many important things are to be found. Just we find the title of a book, name of the book, and the name of the authors, name of the publishers, and where the book was published. These things can be found in the title page, in the cover page. While writing the title of a book, we must pay attention that the writing of the title of the book must attract the eye of the reader. Whenever the reader see the book, they must be attracted by the title. So the title must be attracted. And one more thing, we have just pay attention that writing title book must not be very longer. It should be completed within 15 words. If we completed writing within 15 words, that will be easier for the reader to go through it and to see at once in a single glance. And while I am talking about the authors, sometimes there is the single author and there is the multiple authors. Authors are more than two authors. While writing the authors, the name of the authors and the affiliation should be written. If there is one author and one affiliation, then we have to write name of the author and his affiliation. But if the author is single and the affiliation is multiple or two or more, then we have to write the name of the author and his multiple affiliations. Two affiliations or more than two affiliations. In the same way, if there are two authors, then the name of the authors, name of the first authors and name of the second authors should be written, and below this their affiliation should be also written, and the name of the publishers, which publications. Just we have seen today's Rhine publishers. So the name of the publications of the publishers should be written in the outer page, and where the book was published, the place also written in the cover page. And the next page is known as copyright page. Copyright, what is the meaning of the copyright? Copyright means the right to reprint the book later or in future. This is known as the copyright. Who has the copyright? Other than those authority or other than those people or the persons. No one has a right reprint these books, correction these books, or rectify or modify these books, and this is known as the copyright. So in the second page, who owns the right to print the book, that should be written, and where the book was published means the place. The place where the book was published, or the name of the publications, or the name of the publisher, that should be also written in the second page. Yes, this was also written in the first page, and second page this also written. And now the common thing, this is the tables of content. This is the tables of content is also known as chapter titles. Yes, the name of the book in the outer page and the tables of content inside the books. That tables of content tells us about the different chapters of the different units or different topics which was written inside the books. So a book contains 5 chapters, 6 chapters, or 10 chapters, and the name of the different chapters are different in the chapter page, and that should be written in tables of content. Especially in the tables of content, that should be symbol number, symbol are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the names of the chapters or the names of the unit or the names of the lesson, that should be written, and page number, that should be written. It makes the reader easy. If there is not tables of content, it is quite difficult for the reader to go through the different chapters and different units and different lessons, because they have to turn different pages. So that should be written in the tables of content section. Now body or text or main chapters. Yes, I have also once already told you that this is our business. Today we are going to discuss about the body text or main chapters. This is our business. We discuss in our next slides. The body text or the main chapters means the topics which were written inside the books, or the lessons or the units with their names, with their heads that are written inside the books. That is known as body text or main chapters of the books. And glossary, it is also very important. Glossary also very important. In the glossary section, alphabetical listing of keywords. Yes, while writing the book, the researcher, the writer, or the authors have used different terminologies, different technological terms, so that are usually uncommon, and sometimes the abbreviation forms also written inside the books that are also uncommon. While reading, the readers are unable to get the meaning of these terminologies, of these technological terms, or these abbreviations. So that should be written at the back part of the book, back side of the book, and that should be written in a alphabetical form. In this alphabetical form, this technical words or this terminology or the abbreviation should be written one side, and its meaning or full form of these words should be written on the other side, so that when the reader is reading the book, and if he found any difficulties to get the meaning of this terminology or technical words, they should go to the glossary, and they will find the meaning of these words very easily. And it is just like a type of dictionary also. It is just like a dictionary also, because in dictionary we also get the words and its meaning. In the same way, in the glossary also we get the words and its meaning also. And it is generally located at the back side of the book. Okay, now we came the last part of the book, and this is known as bibliography. This bibliography is references. Yes, while writing the book, the authors or the writers use their own words, own ideas, own informations to complete the book, so that the reader get information and new ideas. But sometimes it is necessary for the writers to cite some of the sentences, some of the paragraphs, or some of the pages from the previous books, from the books written by other persons, other writers, or researchers, or the academicians, and that can be also included inside the book. If the author has done this, then they have to write the name of the book, and then name of the author, and the name of the publication, year of the publication. These all information is to be added at the last of the book, and this is known as bibliography, and this is known as references also. If we define this bibliography or define the references, it is the honesty of the authors to say that, yes, I have consulted these books, I have consulted these authors, or I have consulted these writers. This is the honesty, and he honestly has to say these things, declare these things. Otherwise, it is known as cheating. If you do not declare, if you do not write these things, known as the cheating. And in that case, at the one end, his books is refused by, he has to bear some legal punishment also. So bibliography or references are also very necessary to write the books. Yes, we discussed about the books. Now we are just moving to towards our main. What is chapter in a book? What is the book chapter? In a simple sense, if we want to know about the book chapter, it is the unit of a book. It is the topic of a book, because in one book there are different units. It's different ideas and different information has to be cleared, and each units, each lesson, or each topic, this is known as a chapter of a book. In one book there may be different chapters. So here is a simple definition of chapter of a book. A chapter is one of the main division of a piece of writing of relevant length, such as a book of prose, poetry, or law. A chapter book may be multiple chapters, and this can be referred to by the things that may be main topic of their specific chapter. In each case, chapters can be number or title or both. Yes, I've already told. Chapter means the unit or the topic or the lessons, that are written inside the books, and it may be different. And when if the book is related to research, and there may be different chapters, and each chapters under each chapters different types of research work are just discussed. And if there is a poetry book, or if there is a accordingly different poetries or different prose or stories or jokes or dramas, they are just different chapters. So this is the main chapters we are going to discuss. Now I will discuss how to write a chapter of a book and how to be the author of a chapter of a book discussing here. The first question is, why to write book chapter?
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
What is the reason behind it? This is the main thing. There are the different
Sir, we are unable to see the next slide.
reasons to write a book chapter. The people write the book chapter. There is the different.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, we are unable to see the slide after bibliography. The slide is not moving, sir. Like it is stuck at the bibliography, sir.
Is it not? It is not visual.
It is visible, sir, but yeah, it is showing as bibliography. Can you just move to the next slide, sir?
Okay.
Kind note to the participants, the resource person will be joining in a few minutes.
Shalini?
Yes, Steffi?
Shalini, can you post the feedback form because I don't think so he's able to join the meeting. He's having some network problem.
Okay. So we'll close the session right now.
Yeah, we have session. Hello, sir. Hello. I think sir has
Hello,
joined.
sorry. Here is a net problem. So I'm rejoining. Sorry
Okay,
for
sir.
letting you waiting for me, the participants.
It's fine, sir, not a problem.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, we are discussing about.
So,
We are discussing about why to write book chapters. This is the slides I was discussing
so
that
the
time.
slide after bibliography.
Yes, I have some problem in my internet, and actually it was caught unluckily. Now I am again rejoining. Yes, why to write book chapters? The different authors write book chapters in the for different publications to publish the different types of books, and there are different reasons, there are different causes that led them write the chapters for the books. Actually, the first reason is it's a profession. Some authors, they have a profession to write the book chapters. They are found writing and writing in their whole years, or whole months, and during all the time, they make different chapters for different publication and different books. In return, they will get some earning also. So it was their profession. So they write a book chapter. And the next one is it's a passion. It's a passion for the just writers or the authors. They are very interested and to write. It was their hobby to write the chapters for different books, and to fulfill this their passions, their interest and the hobby, they write the book chapters for different publication and different books. In the same way, sometimes the authors are invited by the publications, and sometimes the author teaches and different boards or different companies to write the certain limiting in certain topics, and to forward it certain information, and this is also another reason. Then some people want to share their knowledge. They have a knowledge, they have different information of different things and different situations, different times, and different other related that are useful for their livelihood, and they want to share the knowledge, and they also write chapters for the books. And when someone gets some new experiment, and they have some new inventions, and they want to spread that experiment and the inventions to the rest of the world and to the rest of the people, and in this case also they write the book chapters. And some people, they want to add their profiles, they want to make their CV strong, and they just write chapter of the books. For example, I was giving the example of myself. Today I am involving in the webinar, this organized by Ryan Publishers, and so I am just involving this webinar. In the same way, the different peoples, they want to make their CV strong and make their profile strong, and they are interested to write chapter of the books if they are capable and if they have information and able to write the chapters. In the same way, forward relevance ideas, if just time relevance, situation relevance ideas they read and they know, they want to forward these ideas and they want to write chapters of a book.
So the slides are not visible.
Let me take one example. Just today we are suffering from COVID-19. It's a pandemic.
So the slides are not visible.
People have an idea about this and they want to write the chapters of a book to share their ideas to the rest of the world and to the rest of the people. Now we are coming to the main point, that is how to write a book chapter and how to be the author of a book chapter.
Hello, sir.
Writing the book chapters, the person can be the author of a book chapters. So how to write a book chapters? So these are the simple tips. These are the simple procedures. There are 7 tips. If we follow these 7 tips in our life, and we just gather the information of different things, then if we are capable, then we can write the chapters of books. First of all, we have to create, at last make a well conclusion. These are the 7 steps and the procedures. If you use this simply to forward the information you have got inside you, then you can surely write a book chapters. We'll discuss these steps by slide. The first one is how to make a book chapter outline. These are the first things. If you are interested and determined to write a book chapters, these first tips you have to follow. In these tips, there are some points. That is, at first you have to gather the materials. So what materials you have to gather to write a book chapters? Very simple. You have to be ready with the paper, pencils, pens, scales, rulers. These are the things that are necessary to write the book chapters. And you need more things, that is typewriter or laptop or the computer, that is also necessary to write a book chapters. These also come under the outline of a book chapters. And if you manage these things, the necessary materials, then next case you have to choose your chapters. In which chapters you are going to forward your ideas, you are going to write your information. You have to choose which chapters. Chapter number 1, chapter number 2, then what is the topic of the chapters, you have to choose that one. Then after choosing this, you have to start at your outline. Then you have to start to write something that we will discuss in the next chapter also. After that, you have to write a preview of the chapter. Preview means the small things. If we see this, then we can get the more ideas what is inside it. Then you have to make this preview with the simple points, some summaries you have to write, and section means each topics. Topic number 1, topic number 2. You have to label this. You have to make it very similar. You have to name these sections. Then write the definition of the sections, means introduction of every sections you have to write. Then summarize the section. These are the ways of making outline to write a book chapters, and this is the first steps. And second steps, it is very, very important to you. First of all, you have to make a mind up. You have to make a mind up. To making the mind up, first you have to close your eyes and you have to be concentrate what you are going to write. What is the topic? What can be its subtopics? What can be subheads? And what can be other points? You have to remember inside your mind, closing your eyes. In the first steps. Then second steps, what you have memorized, what you have concentrated, closing your eyes. This must be written in a blank sheet of paper. In the second point, take a blank sheet of paper. In the middle of the paper, you have to write the topics and draw the different lines around the topics. Draw the different lines, many lines around the topics. For example, if you are going to write how to write a book chapters, this is your topics, and make a circle in this point. How to write a book chapter must be inside the circle, and you have to draw the lines around the circle. At the end of every lines, you have to write some subheadings, sub-points. For example, how to write a book chapter is your main topics. Then at the end of one line of these topics, you have to write definition.